going on, guys? CustomRCMods here, and today we are reflecting on some of my projects. And all these projects have one thing in common. They're all have some video shot for them, and they all were custom built by myself. But in all those videos, some of them got posted, some of them have a bunch posted, and some of them have no posted, and that's actually quite a few of them. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just get right into some of these. And some of these you may know, some of these have been recent, some of them have been really long time ago that I was right in the beginning of my channel that I really never featured. So, first off, starting with the familiar stuff, the drift wheels. This was a failed project. I had these, they just look atrocious. They're never really even. I think that's one thing about drift wheels is that they kind of need to be a little even, where these have enough rubber so they don't spin out, and it just makes the handling really weird, and the onboard footage terrible. So yeah, this is a failed project. These drift wheels were, if you have bare wheels like this, I think it would work a little bit better. But I found the use of these just really wasn't there. So yeah, so this is not really that great of a project, but overall it did work. But that is a failed project that I do not use anymore. Next, even more familiar, the Mini 8T. This is my second full running RC car, I guess. And I have been through a lot of phases, from first buying it as a motored vehicle to then it broke and it was just really in a bad shape. And then I did a front wheel drive build, which was kind of more to the start of my channel when I was first getting going on YouTube. Then that's when I had my front wheel drive build going, where I did a bunch of custom modifications and all these holes in the bottom and the glue and everything. Then I did a drag car build when my motor came out, and that was really unfortunate, and I still haven't replaced that. And then I converted it back to a two-wheel drive version because I thought that I would be able to use it a little bit more as a motored car, which is true, and I may still go back there, but overall I just never used it because I never got around to purchasing a motor, and so I came back to this drag car setup as it is today. So here is my big parts bin. It's a very big bin of a bunch of little parts that have been on and off this vehicle. You can see it has raw pieces of aluminum, and then some have, this was a piece that, this is a steering bell crank brace that I used on the front wheel drive build. This was part of these chassis side guard, and you got a diff, you got a bunch of other cool stuff in here. So yeah, so this one has had a lot of phases. I don't know if this is his last phase, but yeah, so that's one project that you should know about, and if you don't, then you can go ahead and check out at least the 20 videos that I have about it. So moving on to the next project, the next project is going to be this right here, and this is my FPV Monitor, which is a Marvel Vision monitor. It has goggles, but I've done a bunch of modifications to this thing. I have instead of that micro USB charging port right here, which broke pretty early in, I took out the battery, made an external adapter, have an adapter right here for 1S inductor tiny watt batteries, and then I have an external JST for larger batteries as well. And then I also had to resolder the antenna output on. So yeah, it's been through the ringer. I had to disable the speakers and everything, but everything still works on this thing, surprisingly, even though it's, you know, a little bit old and it's kind of a low end thing. I've modified it to make it really good. The next thing that I have that I figured I'd throw in isn't really a project thing, but this is the first motor that I ever burnt out in my RC career. This is a Titan 12-turn 550 from Traxxas, of course, and it came off my tool drive Stampede back in 2010, and yeah, I went on to burn out 5 more of these before I finally decided to upgrade to brushless, and that's kind of a fun fact. It's a good thing that I keep to remember. I used to keep all 5 of them, but I decided I'd just downsize to 1. These are pretty good brushed motors. It's just that I never really treated them right, and always punching the throttle and braking super hard and things like that, and never checking my temps. So that would definitely lead to that. And as you can see, there's plenty of rust all over this thing. So the next project that I did was my soldering fume fan, and there is a video about this on my channel. It's a very simple modification. I don't have a power source right now because I used to use a 9 volt, but then I converted over to use this 6-cell nickel metal battery from the Mini 8T. But when I needed that back again, I decided to go into using the 9 volt again, but I haven't soldered back on yet. So I use this a lot when I solder. You can see the fumes go through the fan kind of out of your way, so when you're trying to concentrate, you're not breaking them in and things like that. So that leaves us with 4 more projects. I'll get into this one. This one wasn't really a project. This was just I have this radio that I was trying to fix, which was unsuccessful because I just never really found out what was wrong with it. But I decided to open it up and take a look at how things work, which is really cool. You can see that this is where the steering wheel goes in. You got your throttle right here, then everything comes down to this main board where the battery is, and then you got your knobs and things like that and switches on the front. So I never got around to fixing this, but it was always going to be in the background when I do like tiny whip videos and things like that. It stays on the workbench, and I do have a working one for the Mini 8T, as you've probably seen in some of the videos. So the next project is going to be my Propeller Helicopter. This also isn't really a project, but it's just something that I kept because this is the first helicopter that got me into hobby grade RC. And although this is not really a hobby grade helicopter, Propeller RC does have replacement parts and upgrade parts for their products, so I considered it a hobby grade RC for this video, and that led me into nano QXs and inductrixes and things like that. So the one notable weak point was this spar right here that would keep everything nice and stable and counterweight and things like that, but this is the only thing that was weak on it, and the only thing that I replaced like 5 times on this helicopter. And it turns out that this thing was the only thing that remained intact after I just crashed it to death. So yeah, the back came off, the body was broken. I don't know about any other stuff, but this is the main thing that survived for everything, so that's really cool. The next thing that I have is my ECX Kickflip, which is a lot longer than when I bought it, of course. So I elongated the chassis by using a wooden shim, and at one point I even used a yardstick to make it 3 feet long of vehicle, and that was really cool. So a few notable modifications I did to this thing. These 2 wires right here are this one is the motor wires. So basically, depending on how long I wanted it to be, this is a receiver connector, and so I just put servo extensions in for how long it was, and then I put another male end of the receiver connection on the motor back here, and so I can make it as long or as short as I wanted to. And then this right here is a micro JST plug for the E-Flight battery that I have right here. So I did an external battery mod and this elongated mod to it as well. Unfortunately, this one does not run either, so it's really kind of sad because if I find a good deal on the kickflip again, I'm definitely going to go ahead and do this again because this is really, really fun to do, even though it was kind of a toy project. So I was really, really surprised with how this car turned out. It was a gift for me, but it was actually a lot of fun. It has some speed, and it has a lot of fun, even though it's not really too much of a hobby grade RC. So the last project that I have is actually going to be a project that I'm going to be featuring more on my channel, this is a Hoopson X4 H107C, meaning that it had a camera at one point. I took the camera off and used it for a separate purpose, but this quad right here actually crashed, and it was given to me. It crashed on half a building, and it was given to me. And so I decided I would try my best to revive it, of course on a low budget, because and I'll talk about that in another video. But so I revived it using my blade system and putting an Inductrix board inside and using the blade system rather than the Hubsan system that it came with, because of course I didn't have a transmitter for that. And I don't know if it's worked yet because that drone crashed with one broken prop. So I need to get some more props, and yeah, so hopefully this turns out to be a good project, hopefully a work in progress kind of thing, but I will preface it more when I feature it in the video, and then this is the board that goes along with it. So yeah, that's all my memories from projects past, just while I've had this channel. Again, not all of them you've ever known about, not all of them you've ever seen, but yeah, these are all my cool projects that I've done on this YouTube channel. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this is interesting to you. If you have questions about any of these projects, please comment down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can, and maybe even make a separate video about the one that you're interested in. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.